you everyone for joining us for this session of Aranya 2.0. Actually, this session is a part of series of discussion we are organizing under the Aranya 2.0. Okay, so we hope you find it valuable. So today's session focus on communication and interview skills, and our host will be Yoga Lakshmi. I kindly hand it over to you so that you can introduce our guest to the our students. Okay, Yoga Lakshmi, are you there?
Yes, yes. Hello,
Yeah,
guys.
you can take over.
Today's session is focused on communication and interview skills. Our house has arranged a series of sessions, Aranya 2.0, which is focused on developing our skills. We have both technical and non technical sessions. Both will be focusing on our developmental skills and the skills we can improve as a student. So, as a part of it, today is the first session, and today we are focusing on communication and interview skills. Today, today our guest is Meemansa Khare, a management and interview skills trainer. She is a very renowned individual. She has been in the field since 2018. She is now a part of Sagar Group of Institution, which is providing workshops, and like these sessions focusing on the job related market, where we will discuss things about interview skills, communication skills, and how do we communicate effectively, such things. As we all know, today the job market is very competitive, so we need to speak with confidence, connect authenticatingly, and leave a lasting impression, whether it's during a networking event, online interaction, or that all important interview. Nailing an interview can feel like a scaling Mountain Everest in stilettos. The pressure, the nerves, the fear of not being enough, it's enough to make even the most qualified candidate break a sweat. So today, our guest is going to let us know the tips and tricks of how to communicate effectively, the 7 C's, the building the resume, and so on. So I hand over the session to our guest speaker. Man, please.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. And I hope your fest is going on a very happening base and everything is going on a very superb base. I feel so. Am I right?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes.
Let's make this interaction a very interactive one. And I just wanted to say that we have 1 hour spent time with us, so I would try to make it the most of it for you all. Also, thank you so much for the lovely introduction that that girl just gave about me. And I wanted to add a little things about me as well, that I'm an ICBI internationally certified soft skills and image consultant trainer. And I have been consulting across the globe about my services. I offer personality development, soft skills trainer, spoken English, and things like that. Okay, and thank you so much for welcoming me here. Also, before starting, I would like to know from you guys, what are your expectations from this interaction in a 1 hour span time?
How to be more rational?
Okay, and what else?
How to
How
break ice.
How to break the ice. Okay, what else?
how to
How to be
articulate the
precise.
Can I see all the lovely faces? I see, everybody is sitting around the behind the cameras and not letting me see their lovely face. Can we please all come on the VC, please? Open your cameras, guys. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, ma'am.
I
Yes,
can
ma'am.
You are.
only see Jasmeet, Arnold, and why the other people are not wanting me to see their lovely faces. I don't know why. Bhavya, yeah, and Maybe people are taking their own set of time to get comfortable, and that is totally okay. So, I just wanted to say one thing on a very first basis, but what do you understand by communication? First of all, please tell me, uh, is the screen Aranya 2.0 in Pichavaram? This screen is, visible to everybody. What is this first word that is written over here on the screen?
Communication.
Communication and
Communication and
interview.
interview skills.
Okay. Let me tell you one thing, guys. The correct pronunciation of the word, which is the very first, which is written over the slide, that is, it is known as communication. Yeah, I think this is the myth that we have all been into this criteria that we don't know while we have been communicating since the time we were born, but we don't know how to pronounce it. So, what is the right pronunciation of this word is?
Communication. The
Yeah,
stress over the M, right?
communication, uni part.
Okay, so
Exactly,
communication.
communication,
It would
exactly.
take practice.
Yeah, definitely. But it's my job to at least let you guys aware about these things. Okay?
Yes, things will improve.
Yes, it will definitely gonna improve anyway. So, okay. So, what do you understand by the term communication?
Being precise and meticulous about our ideas and conveying it to everyone.
Nice way of expression. Anybody else?
Articulating our thoughts.
Articulating our thoughts. Anybody else?
Connecting and
Present.
interacting with people.
Okay, nice. I think David came on the camera and then he disappeared. David, do you want to say anything here? I think he's shying around, right? Anyway,
Nothing,
so
ma'am.
uh-huh.
Nothing, ma'am.
Nothing, ma'am. Okay, I'm not nothing, ma'am. I'm Meemansa, ma'am. Anyway, okay. Can we please have the PPT over the screen?
Just a
Arnold, are you
second.
sharing the screen?
Uh, just a
Yoga
second.
Lashmi, just
Yes. So let's
move on
start.
to the next page.
Oh,
Is Vinay is also in there in this?
Yes, ma'am, I am present, ma'am.
Okay, hi Vinay.
Hi, ma'am.
not at all. Full screen on.
Yes. Okay. So the first slide, what it says, communicate to crack the interview. So now understand one thing, that we have been communicating since we were born, and we have been communicating in a different way, in a different aspect, wherever the our surrounding, whatever our surrounding demands, we speak in a way, right? But when we try to communicate to crack the interview, it differs. So what communication is required to crack the interview, and how to build that communication in order to crack that interview at least in one go, or if you can try and otherwise. So we are going to focus on that. So what we are going to learn today, how to express so that we can make other people impress about ourselves, so that we can express in a way that people loves to hear us. Are we good?
Yes, ma'am, we are good.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Move to the next slide. Okay. Four-step process to build a great conversation. So, guys, tell me, have you ever heard of a things wherein we feel that we have always been conversing in a different way, different aspect? We, speak to our mother in a different way. We speak to our friends in a different way. We speak to our professor in a different way. And we, like, with every relationship, we have a different set of tone set with everyone. Am I right?
Yes,
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 ma'am.
ma'am.
So
Yes,
how
ma'am.
to make that into a crux part, that how we have to communicate so that we can make the most of our expression and that turns into the most of our impression. Okay, am I clear? Everybody is able to
Yes,
understand
ma'am.
the language and anything. It is, if there is any discrepancy or something, you can let me know.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Ma'am, I
Mhm.
wanted a little explanation. Like whenever I am engaged in a formal conversation with someone, so I
Yeah.
have two or three things to say as a salutation, like good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So, is there anything else to start a formal conversation?
Yeah, of course. So, first of all, let's jump directly on to the greetings and salutation part. So, the first thing is, what do you first tell me? What is the difference between the greetings and the salutations? Who's gonna tell me that? It's a very simple and a little basic difference between these two things.
Ma'am, I guess greetings are when we meet, say, like Happy New Year or Happy Birthday, something like that. And salutation is hi, hello, good evening.
Okay.
Greetings are informal and salutations are formal.
Who said that?
Sumit here.
Sumit? Was that you?
Yes.
Okay, on point. Jasmeet, you were also into that line, and just but Sumit, you were on point. So greetings are for informal conversation where we put
Ma'am, salutation is like Mr. or Miss.
yes, exactly. But when we talk into the in a personal relationships, like when we talk into the informal relationship where we're talking to our friends, where we're talking to our family or anybody, our loved one or a close one, we try to put what greetings out there first. Okay, and salutation, it was all the formal conversation for your corporate life, for your pitching up the idea, making up the proposal and whatsoever you said. Understood the basic difference, guys?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then
Yes, ma'am.
scope of the conversation. Now let's just take an example of the
Ma'am,
four yeah,
excuse me, I would like to ask one thing. So, sometimes when a formal relation goes for a long time, greetings start to happen in it. So, how, is there any standardized difference in greetings that happen in a formal conversation?
no, it is not like that, Jasmeet. You yourself answered that question, that after a long period of time, we tend to build that personal relationship into the formal relationships, right? Like, you your professor is teaching you, and you then after passing out from the college, you still have in touch with them, so that builds the personal relationship. Okay, then you can definitely when you strike the conversation, break the ice, like happy new year, happy birthday. So these are the things that can be turned into a personal relationship. Then salutation becomes the greetings part. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am, got it.
Okay, thank you. Then the scope of the conversation. Now, for an example, let's take the informal one and we'll take the formal one next. For example, I am Meemansa and I'm meeting, just assume that me and Vinay have been friends since so long and we didn't catch up in between for so long, but now we, talked about it. And how we going to talk, because we have been sharing a personal bond that comes into the greetings part. Okay, so how are we going to talk about it? Hi, Vinay. How are you? How's life treating you? What's happening these days? What's brewing these days? So Vinay is going to reply to me, Hi, Mimansa. It's been great. I've done this, I've done that. All of these things have happening with me, and I've got this big achievement, and I've done this, done that. Okay, so this is comes everything comes into the greeting part itself only. What happens to the scope of conversation then I'm going to pitch him and I'm going to ask him, okay, so what are your future plans now? What are you going to do after college? What are you opting it for? See, so what I am doing here, I'm setting the tone, I'm setting the right tone, or where the conversation and the scope will lead to about the conversation. Are you guys getting?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So you need to give the direction to the conversation. Like, What are you opting? What are you going to do? What are you going to look for? What are your other career options that you're looking for? So this is the scope of the conversation that I am leading towards. Am I clear? Third point would be discussion about the conversation. Now, how that happens. So, what is the scope of the conversation here? That what are you opting for? What are your future plans? Then we will have a discussion about the scope of the conversation. Then now, when I will tell me, ma'am, so I'm going to opt for this course also. I'm going to do the MBA also. I am thinking of moving abroad. So these are the plans and discussion that he's been taking, and he's been vocaling about the things that he's been telling me about. Understood? So this is a discussion about the conversation, what he thought, what he's planning to do, what are the steps that he's going to take to make those things happen. That all comes in the discussion part. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Then the
Yes,
conclusion
ma'am.
part. Now, this stage I call this stage of a constructive conclusion stage. Why constructive conclusion? Anybody who can tell me what one can understand by the constructive conclusion stage?
I am sure that it's coming to the conclusion in a formal conversation, but I don't know
Constructive
how
means,
to
I
go
guess,
about it in
something
a.
meaningful.
Sorry, Utkarsh, please come again.
Constructive means something meaningful from that conversation, something meaningful that we can derive, like what are the goals we are achieving, we have like achieved in that conversation.
Exactly. So just me then Utkarsh, you were totally on the perfect line. So it is just to conclude in a way that you have followed all the discussion throughout the conversation.
Ma'am, your voice is slow, ma'am.
Is it
Uh,
good?
it is good to go, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have mentioned all the necessary details. You have, again repeat the important pointers so that, ma'am, I'm going to be abroad. I'm going to pursue this. I'm going to do that. So these are the details which are necessary to be reminded again in the conversation. Okay, this is the constructive conclusion stage wherein you have successfully and maintainingly properly discussed all the things again which you have discussed about the conversation in the building of a great conversation process. Did you guys understand or should I repeat it again?
I've totally understood it, but I want to know that how to means when you are dealing with someone in a formal conversation, how to make it more engaged, and
Yes. So for
in context, if we want to make it rhetoric, how to do that?
Okay, so for example, let's take a very simple example that you want to, apply for a leave, and before, if you guys have heard, we tend to share that a good relationship bond with our manager over a period of time. We tend to share that, right? So before applying for leave, people usually do what they do. They go to their manager and talk about the same. People do that, yes or not?
We are not professional, ma'am.
Sorry.
Then we have not like did this.
You guys haven't did that, but let me tell you what happens in a professional world. Before applying for any kind of a leave or any kind of a scheduler, you tend to go to your manager, or you tend to go to your authorities to talk about the same, so that they can also be in line with you and on the same page with you. Okay, so what do you do? Hello sir, good morning sir, good morning
Ma'am,
ma'am. Yeah, please tell me.
ma'am, I thought you felt that I was sleeping, so I wanted to say sorry.
No. That's no. I did not think that. Okay. So, how will you start then? Good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am. Okay. Hope you're doing absolutely fine. Hope you're shining like anything, or whatever the line you wanna state it to the your authority. Then scope of the conversation. I wanted to talk to you in regards. Okay, so in regards, what is this in regards, what stating to? It is relating to the scope of the conversation, that what is the thing that you want to talk to about. Okay, so manager, I wanted to talk to you about my leaves. I want to apply leaves for this period of time to this period of time. This is the scope of the conversation. You set the tone, you set the direction, you set the lead to them. Understood? Then we come down to the discussion about the conversation. Now your manager is definitely gonna ask you, so who's going to replace you when you were not here at the time when you were on leave? Who will take your work and complete it by this period of time? What you gonna do? How you gonna manage? So these things come where into the discussion about the conversation part. Okay, and then conclusion. The conclusion again, as you want to apply for the leave, you are going to tell him again, sir, thank you so much that you are being so understandable here, and I assure you that the work will be handled and managed without me, and this person will be taking over, and person will be looking into the matter till the time I'm not here. And you said to close the conversation. So this is a simple 4-step process to build a great conversation. It means, if we get the synopsis of how to speak, people get to know the area to what to talk about, what not to talk about, where to speak, how to speak, what is the correct constructive stage to speak. Have you ever wondered about this process? Have you ever thought that this process would be existing or not?
Ma'am, I did thought that we should start with a salutation and greeting, and the conversation should be about a meaningful conclusion when we are formally talking to someone.
Exactly. That's right. On point, Jasmine. So if we, bifurcate the paragraph that you just uttered, the sentences which you just uttered into the numbering form, the people would be able to understand and grasp it more, that how to enhance your communication in the right set of tone, in the right set of direction. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. Please move to the next slide. Okay. Now, 7 C's of communication. Have you guys ever gone through these 7 C's of communication?
No, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
Us, ma'am, us.
Any?
Ma'am, how the word concise? Would you please contrast between the word between the usage of the word concise, precise, and meticulous? Like, how
Jasmine,
is it
let's
different?
wait. Let her
Concise.
explain.
Sorry.
No, I just told him to wait so that you can
Yeah, please
explain.
elaborate.
Yeah, please, Arnold. Please tell us.
No, ma'am, I just told him to wait so that you can explain it better. After that, you can
No, no,
say.
that's
Okay.
totally fine. No, before answering to that question, I just wanted to ask anybody out here who knows the 7 C's of communication. Nobody? Totally a new term to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Nice. Great. Okay. So
Excuse me,
seven
ma'am.
C's of yeah, please.
I know. Ex-
Your voice is breaking, Beta.
like, am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah, now you are.
Yes, I know the 7 C's of communication.
Mm-hmm.
Like, first thing is clear, that stay on your point, be clear what you are saying.
No,
Then concise.
that's I'm so sorry to interrupt you in between. I just wanted to understand one thing, like what 7 C's of communication plays role in our communication.
Like, using these 7 C's makes your conversation, your communication impressive. Like,
Okay.
it shows you that it gives, like, it represents what you are saying, or it represents your personality.
Okay, on point. Nice. Anybody else?
The 7 C's of communication also like we can easily prove our point and like get our thoughts out to them, out to the people. Means like all our thoughts are heard. We make sure that all our thoughts are heard by using 7 C's.
Exactly. And that was spoken by Adarsh, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, on point, on point. So, he briefed about the 7 C's of communication in a very perfect manner. 7 C's of communication plays a very important role in communication, as they will give you the grip, the backbone of the conversation. What you gonna talk about, right? How you gonna talk about, what are the things that has to be included in the conversation, how the conversation will become more fruitful, how the conversation will give more impact to the other person. Is there a way that your conversation is being grasped in a way that you wanted it to? Is your conversation has been conveyed in a way that you wanted it to? So that is why 7 C's of communication are the most important things in the part of communication. Okay, let's start with one like clear. Clear communication means be clear about the things that you want to convey. For example, I am meeting you guys for the very first time. When I approached me through LinkedIn and then the process involved, and then I'm here. What if when I confused you guys with other name? You guys will get into the dilemma. The message wouldn't get passed away into the clear state. Am I right? So the message that you want to convey to the other people has to be accurate, correct, and clear, loud. This is the person who is going to come and take the session. This is the message clear? That is known as the clarity of the message here. Show some reaction. I see it seems
Yes, ma'am.
everybody
Got
has
it.
got it. Yeah, it is
Yes, ma'am.
clear
I thought
now.
like we.
Yeah. Then what happens to the concise? Now, concise means keep the things to the point. Okay. In simple layman's language, keep the things to the point. Keep the conversation to the point. There is gonna be test tomorrow. Is this message clear?
Yes, ma'am.
No. You shouldn't be. You should be asking me this question. Which test is going to be tomorrow? Am I right? Now you
Yes,
understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So if the sentence was there is going to be test tomorrow, that come into the clear state, but it is not the concise statement. How it will become the concise statement? Tomorrow there will be a physics test, or there will be a topic of this test. Understood now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Concise
Got
means
it.
detail.
Sorry?
Sorry?
Concise means detail and detailed.
Not exactly detailed beta, but to the point. The things that are necessarily be to the things that are necessarily be to be conveyed. Test, there is going to be test. There is going to be physics test at 2 p.m. till 3 p.m. Message is concise. Understood now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then the third is ignore. Now, ma'am, can you frame the sentence by? Yeah, I've just that tomorrow there will be a test. Tomorrow there will be a physics test at 2 p.m. on the topic XYZ. So this is a concise statement. I'm just giving you a very layman's example so that because this is the very first time this term is being introduced. No, and what if it's a surprise that no, that wouldn't be a concise statement then. That would be only surprise statement only. Okay. Then moving to concrete. Concrete means referring to the facts. So we have mentioned that then the sentence should be clear. It should be short, crisp, and concise. Concise can also be understandable by these two terms, short and simple. Okay. Concrete. Concrete means there is a fact attached to it. As these number of people failed in the last exam, that's why this exam is going to be happening again at 2 p.m. tomorrow on this topic. Concrete fact. What fact it is? That these number of people have failed in this exam last year. That's why it is going to be repeat again. Done. Move to correct.
Yes,
Correct
ma'am.
means whatever information you're passing it on to the, to the people, make sure it is correct. Make sure the grammar is correct. Make sure the pronunciation is correct. Make sure the detailed information that whatever you're putting out there is correct. Because a little, turmoil here and there, then it will lead to a conversation which was just not existing. Have you heard about the game Chinese Whisper? Anybody who has heard about the
Yes,
game
ma'am.
Chinese Whisper?
Yes, ma'am.
What
Yes.
happens in the Chinese Whisper? Who will tell me?
Like the one message goes pass on, and then at the end of the conversation, the meaning got completely changed of that sentence, or like.
Exactly. Why does that happen? Can anybody tell me? If we follow the 7 C's of communication while playing the Chinese Whisper, the message that, was initially transferred will get directly the message that was transferred in a way that it was initiated. If we, imply all these 7 C's of communication to the Chinese Whisper. Okay. Now, after correct, courteous. Who will tell me? This is a very simple one. Anybody who can tell me the role of courteous in a communication? Jasmeet. Yeah, please, Jasmeet. Go ahead.
Being respectful.
Correct. On point. On point. Be respectful. Be likable. Be amiable to them. Because whenever you're likable, amiable, it creates the mellow and a ripple effect. Do you guys understand what is mellow and a ripple effect?
Like the reward with the same kind of gesture.
Yes. Okay.
Mellow is kind of a word like a calm demeanor, a person's calm demeanor. Like
Yeah, sort of, kind of. You're also into there. So courteous means is, just being polite, and how it creates a ripple and a mellow effect. For an example, the moment I joined in here, I, smiled at you guys. It created a good aura. You guys felt something positive. Everybody feels something positive when they see each other for the very first time. Does that happen? Right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
What
ma'am.
if, yeah, but what if, I would have just joined and I feel like, okay, so students, we are going to do this today and blah, 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 blah. So what you guys gonna think? What are we going to do today? Is she drunk or what? Is she not feeling herself or what? We tend to have these kind of, thoughts in us. That happens, right?
Yes,
So
yes, ma'am.
whatever
Yes,
aura
ma'am.
I am imparting here, you will also impart me that aura. So I am, पढ़ाने का मूड नहीं है, Sumit is telling me. Yeah, but I definitely did not, notify that mood. What mood I put it out here? Okay, so yes, somebody told me that it's a friendly interaction. Yes, so it's a friendly interaction. We are going to learn something new today, and it will be a fun, it will be a lot of interactive session. Okay, so that's how it creates a mellow and a ripple effect. Okay, clear with this? Then
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
complete. After courteous, complete stage states, your message should be complete. It should not be that, some important details is left out. It shouldn't be like that. It should be that all the important information, all the things that are necessarily to be imparted in the message has to be there. That stage is known as complete. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now, who will tell me about the coherent? That is also a very simple stage.
It should be inclusive with the inclusive and aligning with the thought process of everyone.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. What about others?
Ma'am, all
Audio
the
visual.
ideas are
Many people with us, and I believe only 4 to 5 people are just being interactive with me. Why so? Yes, Sumit is telling me logical also. Yes.
clear and easy to understand.
Bhavya. Okay. Anybody else?
Um, Logical and consistent.
You don't. One thing, guys. Are you not? I hope you guys not using the Google on the other tab and just giving me answers by searching on it. I hope you're not doing that. ये
No,
कौन
ma'am.
बोल रहा
No,
है?
No,
ma'am,
ma'am.
we are
No.
not doing that. We are just telling the answers like we know only.
That is nice. So whatever you said, it is right. Whatever you all said, it is right. It is, coherent means your conversation should be flow in a logical way. It shouldn't be like leads to a lot of superstition. It shouldn't be like mismanaging any information. It shouldn't be like any miscommunication. It should be like that your conversation is flowing and it is making a statement out of it. It is that you are getting some information out of it. That is this stage is also known as a consideration stage also, that you're considering the thoughts that the other person has imparted on you. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Cool. Let's do one thing. Who you guys can write 2 sentences or 3 sentences and use all these 7 C's of communication. Who can do that? You guys can do that? Write 2 or 3 sentences and yeah, if there are 3 parts of the message, part 1 should somehow be. I think it got erased then. Can you guys
Ma'am,
do that?
it's in chat section.
Provide the necessary and the no, it's up to you. I am not giving you any context. You can write it on any informal conversation, or you can write it on any formal conversation. Totally up to you. The ball is in your court right now. In any context you can write now. But I just want to know that if you guys have understood these 7 C's of communication, but you just have to understand that these 7 C's has already in their sentences while you are writing it. It should be clear, it should be concise, it should be concrete, it should be correct, it should be courteous, complete, and coherent. You guys have 2 minutes. Yeah, just me. That is being logical along with that. That is so correct. But you write down some sentences and let me know, which include 7 C's of communication. The report provided clear, concise, and correct information, presented in a courteous, complete, and coherent manner. Okay, the Sumit has used the 7 C's of communication. Okay, that's a smart way of answering that question. Okay, and the project deadline is next Friday. Okay. So, Jalila, this the sentence which you have written over here, darling, what does which 7 C's of communication apply over here? The project deadline is next Friday.
It is concise.
The project deadline is next Friday. Okay. Which project deadline? Okay. Arun is asking, ma'am, I'm sorry, can you please explain coherent significance? Coherent significance, coherent means that your conversation is flowing logically, that you're not talking any absurd thing, you're talking sense. Whatever you want to impart, it is making sense out of it. Is it okay now?
Yes, ma'am.
Arun?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Vimal is writing, physics is the branch of science that studies the nature and behavior of matter and energy. It explains phenomena such as gravity, light, sound, electricity, magnetism, nuclear reactions. Oh my god. Mm. Online BS degree in data science and programming provided by IITM is the best self-paced course you may refer to. Okay. Real guy again. Okay. In today's Aranya session, we have got insights how to crack interviews. Okay. Okay. Great. Good. Kudos to you guys. Good. So I hope you got the little cracks that what are 7 C's of communication, how to apply those, and what are their roles and significance of it. Are we on the same page? Are we clear with this?
Yes, ma'am. Totally clear.
Okay. David is saying, David Yadav, I going to exit. I don't know what that meant. Anyway, okay. So let's move to the other slide. So the need of the hours, let's enhance the communication effectively. Now we have learned how to build the communication in a right way, how to imply those 7 C's while building the communication. Now, how to communicate effectively so that, the other people can take us seriously and we can be heard. This happened. Sometimes we, talk sense, but our vocab is not flowing logically, or the words that should be used are not, we are rightly used. That's why what happened? People won't take us seriously. That happens sometimes with us or not?
Yes, ma'am. I think vocabulary is even more important than grammar.
Exactly. So how, you can communicate effectively? And believe me, beta, difference starts always within you. If you make a core in your and you want to do like I am going to speak for 15 minutes today, and whatever grammar you are speaking, just speak in front of the mirror. Try to talk to your friend, your mother, your father, or anybody or with whom you share the personal bond, because those people are not going to judge you on an initial basis. They will help you boost the confidence. Go to your mentor, go to your anybody who can uplift you with those emotion. From you can't do it to you can do it. And believe me when I say this, mark my words, difference always starts from within you. Okay. Be an active listener. I will tell you. Who is your favorite actor and actress, or any, yeah, your favorite actor and actress? Anybody? People must be having their favorite actor and actress. Prabhas. Okay.
Ranbir Kapoor, ma'am.
Ranbir. Yesterday only I was, watching Salar. But that was some language barrier with me. I didn't know. Surya, Vijay, Tom Cruise. And now you guys tell me how many of you try to mimic these your favorite actors. The best way to understand English and the best way to improve in English is to be an active listener. The more you try to listen to the people, the more you try to understand what they are offering, what message are they trying to impart, what messages are they trying to convey, you are going to grasp those words in your inbuilt dictionary. That happens. So I'm suggesting you this. You go and whenever you're YouTubing or you're just Netflixing or whatever you're on OTT platform, just go and check out your favorite actress or your favorite actors, how they are pronouncing the words. What are they saying? What are their hand gestures? What are their body language? What are their facial expressions? What are their facial gestures? Do they frown their eyes while speaking certain words? How do they utter out different things in a different manner? How do they imply different emotion and a different set of time? Does that happen? So when you become an active listener and an active observer, you tend to grasp all those things into you, and then you try to act accordingly. And then gradually the change will come and you will start to behave in a way that you really want to achieve. Understood what I said?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes. So try to do that activity. Avoid fillers. Using fillers is an art. How? Sometimes when you know your context, and sometimes when you don't know your context, you tend to use, you know, a, o, a. So these are the words that you can use. People try to use hand gestures while imparting some message. You as a people won't understand that they are using this as a filler, so that they can understand. I'm so sorry for the background noise. We can't do anything about that. I'm so sorry.
No issue, ma'am. No issue, ma'am.
Yeah. So what you have to do, avoid fillers is an art. And how you need to flourish into that art? By using the fillers into the right tone, into the right direction. When you're not so sure about the context, try the words uh um okay. Who all must have, you guys must have seen Friends. Everybody has watched Friends. Am I right? No? You guys
Yes,
haven't
ma'am. A
watched?
little of it. It's
I'm the biggest fan of Friends. Okay. So what, even when they are performing, they are using the fillers. Even when the people who are writing the dialogue for them, they are using fillers. So fillers is a very good art to avoid the unwanted interaction, to avoid when you're something you don't know. Fillers are the words which how to say this, fillers are the words which fills the vacuum when you're not sure what you're gonna say. Some people use filler, it looks cool. Some use it is if it's forced. Depends. Okay. Then be optimistic. Always have a positive approach. If you're learning something new, please be rest assured that it's, for the very initial state, you are definitely going to feel like that it's not going to happen. But certainly, gently, within a process period of time, it is definitely going to happen. Okay. Talk highly about oneself. I've always told everybody in my client database, and everybody, that please talk good about yourself. Maybe the world is not talking good about you, at least you be the good person to yourself and talk nice about yourself, because it creates aura, it creates energy. Okay, so whatever you're feeling inside, you're gonna enact outside. Okay. Use CNP
Yes,
approach.
ma'am.
Consistent and persistent. Everybody knows it. You need to be consistent enough so that you can be persistent in your approach. You need to be consistent enough. Yes, I'm going to speak in English. It would be for 15 minutes daily. And there will be times when you will feel that it's not happening with me, or I'm just not getting into the right tone. Why I'm not getting certain words for me? But you have to be very much persistent enough in yourself that yes, it's gonna happen for me. Okay. Ask for feedback. Always have somebody as your backbone. Maybe it's your mentor, maybe it's your friend, maybe it's from your parent, maybe anybody who can give your feedback. Oh, so Vinay, you have been speaking a lot of this stuff, and I think this needs to be changed. Oh, you really pronounced that word very nicely. Oh, this is the thing that could be changed. Okay. And be confident in your own skin. Be confident. The way you look, the way you talk, the way you walk. Accept the now you. The only way to achieve the best you is to accept the now you. Am I right? Who believes in this thought?
I believe.
Yeah, I believe, ma'am.
Correct. Because if you're not accepting it today, what you are, you're never gonna achieve what you want to do for yourself. Okay? And practice, practice, practice. Practice is the only thing that can land you to the places that you have never imagined about. Cool.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Please move to the next slide.
Yes.
Now, Albert Maribin rule. Do you know who this person is?
No,
No,
ma'am.
no, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Never ever
No,
seen?
ma'am. No, ma'am.
No.
No? This is the
No, ma'am.
psychology professor Albert Mehrabian. He belongs to the University of California and he introduced this term known as 73855 rule of communication. Now, what happens in this? Can you believe only 7% of our spoken words creates an impact over somebody? 38% voice tone of that spoken words creates an impact. However, 55% of the body language creates the wholesome effect. Can you believe that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
This
Yes.
happens all the time. 55% of the body language consists of what we want, what message we want to impart to the people. We, without speaking, speaks a lot. How? Through our body language, through our hand gestures, through our eyes, through our smiles. Everything matters. 38% voice tone. If I want to say and come to you and greet you, and I will say, I am so happy. What message you are receiving? That you feel that I am happy. Okay, but what if I come to you and say, oh, I feel so happy today? What you gonna feel? You doesn't seem to look happy.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so the voice tone depicts a lot. Body language depicts a lot. Hi, I'm so happy today. What are my facial expressions are saying? That I am feeling happy about something. Oh, I'm so happy today. Do I look happy? No. My body language seem to be happy? No. Right? So your facial expression, your body language, everything comes, gets along with the energy of the message that you want to impart. If you're feeling happy about the message, you will tell the person the message in a very happy manner. If you're not happy about the message that you want to impart, your body won't feel happy about it. Understood?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
then the 7% spoken words. Sometimes we feel when we are not feeling well and we don't tend to tell our mother on our phone calls. Sometimes they only understand by not even uttering out a simple word. How? Because of the voice tone, that we're not feeling good. We don't even speak a lot of things, still she understands. How? Because of the voice tone. So always remember, the idea of getting this slide into this PPT was, please understand that before you speak, your aura, your energy, you as a person speaks a lot about you. Cool? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Move to the next slide, please. Yes. Okay. Hold on to that. Now we have learned a lot about communication. So herein, the purpose that we are learning about the communication is to crack the interview. Now everybody knows what is interview. Okay. Now for the interview, what is the one thing that we want to crack the interview?
I guess we need to be confident in throughout the interview process.
Yeah, but to get into the interview, what is the one thing that we want?
The skills
Resume.
required for that specific
Resume,
type of
ma'am.
interview.
Resume.
Resume, ma'am.
Resume. Correct. Concise, accurate. What is that we need? A solid resume. And who will tell me the basic difference between a resume and a CV? Anybody? No? Are you guys not aware? Sumit is
मैम
writing
मुझे तो लगा दोनों सेम
होते
है.
हैं. Yes,
I
beta, they
think
both
CV
very
is
different.
I think
Resume
CV
and
is more
CV.
related
CV
to the
involves both.
academics. It is it has more of the academic component since it stands for curriculum vitae.
Okay. What else? Resume is usually one pager. Okay, so let me just break the ice for it. Resume is for freshers, CV is for professionals. So you guys, when you guys going to apply, you will be treating as a fresher. Okay, and when professional likes me are going to apply to some organization or anybody like there, so resume is for freshers and CV is for experienced professional. This is the basic difference. Understood, everybody?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, move to the next
Yes,
slide,
ma'am.
please. Okay, so this is a very profound technique that I am, sharing it with you guys on this 1 hour session itself. Usually I do not share it. I don't share it, but I felt the need of sharing, and I feel happy and I feel so glad that I'm sharing it with you. So whenever you're building a resume, make sure to use S2E2 technique. Now, what this is S2E2 techniques? Summary, skills, experience, and education. These are the four, you say, branch of your resume, the major backbone branch, I would say. Summary. Whenever you're writing, you everybody please note this down. This is a very, very important slide. Whenever,
Ma'am, we are allowed to take screenshots.
yeah, sure, please take it, no worries.
Ma'am, we will be sharing the PPTs also. Like after session, we will share the PPTs too in the groups.
Okay, sure. Also, I would like to tell you guys, please note the things that are not mentioned in the PPTs, in the explanation matter, whatever I'm explaining you. If you find that there is something, you guys should be, mentioning it on your notebooks, please do it. Because tomorrow, if you're going to look it back, you might forget it. This happens. At times, we are humans, right?
Yes, sure, ma'am.
Yeah. So S2E2 technique, summary, skills, experience, and education. These are the four factors of resume which decides your solid resume. So what is summary about? Summary is what you are at present, what you were yesterday, what you are offering today, and how can you contribute today in the given company. What is your expertise? For example, let's just take an example for this. Let's take my example. In my summary, I will tell people I'm an ICPI certified internationally soft skills trainer. I was working as an HR with different industries like like staffing, like telecommunication. I'm just giving you the crisp of it. And what I'm doing right now, how can you contribute? So I have to tell you about the things that I'm offering right now. Okay, so I'm a certified, internationally certified soft skills trainer, and I'm an experienced HR executive, HR manager. I have done this role as well, and then presently I am offering services like, personality development, soft skills trainer. And you have to talk about your expertise, your present skill set. I'm flourishing at my communication skills, my leadership skills, my negotiation part. So these are the things that you have to mention in the summary part. Understood? Now you as a fresher, what you gonna write? What you are? You are a BS student, and you're pursuing a job into this company. You are a dedicated, and you are a budding maybe engineer or whatever your field into. Okay, and what are your major skill set? Maybe you're so good with I'm just giving an example. Maybe you're so good with Java, maybe you're so good at front end. So you have to mention all those important things into the summary line. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
ma'am.
Coming to the skill part. So your skills consist of two types of skills: technical skills and soft skills. So as for you guys, technical skills, what could be your technical skills? Anybody who can tell me? Your softwares you must be
Like
working on. Yeah,
Python, machine learning, etc.,
exactly.
etc.
Programming language.
Yes. So these skills come into the technical skills. Hard skills are the technical ones. Yeah, you can say that partially. Okay. And what are soft skills? You being an engineer, you should also be flourishing into some soft skills. That is, at least be wisely into your communication skills. Okay. Your public speaking, when because you will have to showcase the presentation in front of your manager or in front of your community or in front of your team. So these are the skills you need to acquire. Leadership skills, these are the soft skills that you need to attain for yourself. Okay. Then experience for the people like us who are already professionals, what they can talk about, they can talk about the companies they have worked for, the duration, the job role, and the responsibilities. They can talk about it. For you guys, what you want to talk about if you're applying as a fresher into some organization? Who will tell me?
Uh, about internship.
Exactly. It's already written in the slides. You need to sound confident. Internships you're going to talk about. You're going to talk about on-the-job trainings. You're going to talk about the projects you have dealt in. So what you're going to talk about the projects in the internship. You're going to talk about your contribution, your role that you put into the internship. That will count as your experience. Am I clear? Everybody understood?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is, and this is S2E2 technique. It's a synopsis of, the resume. Summary, skills, experience, and education. This is the format that everybody follows. Okay. Like these 4 things has to be there in the resume. Okay. Last is education. So you should only talk about your highest education qualification. That's it. I don't feel the need of putting 10th, 12th, and everything. Just put your highest education qualification, and that is good to go. Cool?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
find this worthy enough? Because this is a very
Yes,
important
ma'am.
slide. And it will help you to how to build a resume. You will know what are the things that has to be in the resume. Cool?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. It would be great to have this.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Please move to the next slide. Okay. So the next is prep for the interview. So now we have, build a solid resume. Our resume has already been shortlisted. Now what next? Okay, we need to prepare for that also. What next? So the first is whenever you're applying for any role, you get yourself shortlisted with a solid resume. You got the job description, you got the job requirement. The very first thing and the important and the meticulous thing that you should understand is the job description and job role and job requirement. So who will tell me the basic difference between these 3 things? Job description, job role, and job requirement. Okay, let me enlighten you. Job description is something which describes what kind of a job it would be. That's it. Okay, like it's a manager role. So what is the description? That you are applying for the manager role. Now, what is the role of the manager? That will be in the job role. Understood the basic difference? Then job requirement. Now, what are the skill set they are specifically looking to get this profile closed? Specific skill set means they would look for communication skills. They are looking for the leadership skills. They are looking for somebody who is really good with Python. They are looking for somebody who is really good with Java. Like these are the skill set which are like has to be there in the person. Now you may ask me a question that, ma'am, what if in a case out of 4 skill set, I am able to, pursue 2 skill set right now? Should I be applying for that job or not? I would suggest you go for that job, because if you're able to apply, you understood 2 skill sets out of 4, you have the possibility, you have the capability to learn and acquire 2 left skills also. At least go to that round, apply for that round, talk about your things that you don't know about to in your HR round, and be honest with it. In a case, let's take a case, I am interviewing a person and you come to me and you are honestly telling me that, ma'am, these 2 skills I'm really good at, and these 2 skills I'm not yet so good at it, but I'm willing to learn. So me as a recruiter, what I am looking for is a possibility. Believe me, beta, this is the very important thing that every recruiter, every manager is looking for. Okay, understood? So always answer in a way that shows possibility in you, that show willingness to learn in you. Only then, because they also know that you are a fresher, they have a little certain expectation. They won't be affirming a lot of things from you, but what they're looking for, a basic go getting attitude. Understood? Everybody
Yes,
clear?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Then understand what hiring managers are looking for. I just answered that. Every hiring manager is looking for a possibility in a student or in a candidate. That's it. If they feel that the student or the candidate is willing to learn and can showcase his or her skill in a period of time and has the possibility to do more, they are definitely gonna give you that chance to flourish. Believe me, I've recruited almost 500 plus candidates by now, and I always go with this mindset that I only look for the possibility in a person, and if I feel that this person can do right to the job and can flow in this job and can fit into this job, I take that human. Cool. Third, know the factors in the decision making process. Utkarsh is saying something. Yes. Companies today are checking for culturally fit guy. Come here. Actually, Utkarsh, it depends from company to company. Also, it is related to both communication and mannerism. Like, if you're able to communicate what they are looking for in a way, and if you're able to put yourself into a way into their culture, like how you, like certain people have their own set of understanding of how to present things in a way that they want to. I am representing things in the way that I want to. Maybe your manager wants to prepare things and ask you to present in a way that he wants to. So you should be just become a gel up guy or a girl, so that you would be able to understand what his perspective is and what the other one perspective is, and then you try to collaborate with them. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So know the factors in the decision making process. Also, please understand, what are the interviews they will make you go through. How many rounds would be there? It will help you understand the process. It will help you understand the deciding process. This you really have to understand. Talk to your hiring manager, get in touch with them through LinkedIn. Talk to them, understand. Maybe they will help you with with some kind of context, or with some kind of maybe related to story form, and they usually helps. People approaches me also over LinkedIn, and they try to ask about a job, like what this job really talks about, what are the actual skill set that I should really acquire on. So talk to your hiring manager, at least be on that gentle situation with them, so that they know. And it's always a edge, and it's always a plus point for you, and it's ice on the cake, I would say, that if you know your hiring manager before the interview, it really gives you the edge. And people nowadays, they usually tell the name of the person who's going to take your interview, and it's good. Okay. Then learn Learn what your resume says about you. I've often seen that people prepare their resume in a different way, and when they represent their resume, it shows a totally different human. That happens. So please understand, whatever you are putting into your resume, it has to be you. It shouldn't be the other person. Your friend shouldn't be, drafting your resume. It has to be you, because you will be the person who will be representing your resume. Cool? Then prepare for a variety of questions. There could be a psychometric test. There could be, maybe related some IT test. There could be some activity they will give you. So prepare yourself and ask these questions to your recruiter or your manager. What kind of a question they can ask me? What are the things that I can prepare on? This also feels that, this me as a recruiter, I will feel that, the candidate is pretty much interested and wants to explore more about the company and the process. It gives you a positive impact. Then think of the interview as your chance to assess your prospective employer. I always say this to all my students and the candidates: whenever you're going for the interview, assess your employer. Assessing employer means understand with what perspective the employer is coming. And how you can do that? We are living in a social media generation. Everybody's life is there on social media platform. LinkedIn is one of them. If you're able to get the name of the person who is going to, your hiring manager name, go and check his profile over LinkedIn. His profile or her profile says a lot about, herself or himself. Understand what her or his perspective is, what he usually do in life, what he wants to do, what are his admiration, what he has already been accomplished, what is he looking for. Because nowadays people are sharing each and everything. People are sharing a simple thought, and it's on the social media. So it's give you a impression that what the other people is coming from, and what kind of a question he may or she may ask me. It helps you building that perception. Okay, then do the research, form an opinion. Always, before going to any interview, make sure that you're researching about the company, understand the hierarchy of the company, what are the projects they have been working on, what are their future aspirations, is there any client they are looking to get like any clients that they are looking to get into the system. So what are their course of action, what are they trying to do? And after reading all of it, you make an opinion for yourself that how you can contribute them to make a good impact for your career and for them as a company. Right? Last but not the least, use the STAR method. Anybody who knows the STAR method? No? So while answering any question, what you can do is use the STAR method. That is situation, task, action, result. So whenever any kind of a question that is asked, like, how did you handle, please explain your leadership roles into your last organization. So how you gonna answer that question? Using the STAR technique. You will tell your hiring manager the situation that you were into. That there were nobody, there were lack of people who were working with me at that period of time. That was the situation, and I had to complete that project within a 1 week span time. That's a situation. Task: what are the measures you took to complete that project? That is a task for you. Then action: what resources you accompanied to make that task complete? What all resources? That is the action you took. Then the results: what results came out after that? So this is the best way of putting up your answer with reference to some situation also, and it explains your leadership also. that yeah, I was into this kind of situation, then I figured out these kind of tasks that I needed to complete and to come out of this situation. I accumulate all these resources, this was my action plan, and through all of this I came out with this result. Cool enough? This is the best way that you can answer these kind of question to everybody. Okay, move to the next slide please. Now, tips for some successful interview. Please always be on time. Know the interviewer's name, its spelling, and pronunciation. Though I'm not an interviewer here, who can tell me, who can really pronounce my name correctly? Can anybody be, please? I just wanted to check who can, say my name correctly.
Meemansa Khare.
Meemansa Khare.
Meemansa Khare.
Okay.
Meemansa Khare.
Yeah. Nice.
Meemansa
Meemansa
Khare.
Khare. No, it's not Meemansa Khare. Meemansa Khare. Okay? Okay, cool
Yes,
then.
ma'am.
Have some questions prepared for your own. When the interview Hindi nahi bolta hu, that's okay, beta. So have some questions prepared for your own. That means when you are going for the interview and when your interview is about to get done, have some questions prepared for yourself so that you can ask to your hiring manager. Keep yourself calm and confident. Greet the interviewer with a smile and maintain a firm eye contact. Do not just stare them like this. Gentle eye contact. Then expect to spend time developing rapport. Always do that. Whenever, oh, I would be glad. Utkarsh, I would be really glad. Anyway, so expect to some time developing rapport. That means whenever you're sitting with your hiring manager, greet them, okay, and acquire your seat. If you're if you're sitting on some chair or some seat, acquire that full seat. Do not sit on the edge of the seat and they're looking like this or this. Don't do that. Acquire the seat, have a 3 seconds of proper breathe in, breathe out, and then start to speak. Cool. Wait for the interview, mention salary and benefits. Do not raise your question by yourself. Let them ask you first. Close on a positive, enthusiastic note and send the thank you note. Always do this. Always do this. No matter the situation, no matter how your interview went or whatever it is, make sure that you're sending a thank you note to them. It really gives a little, place in there in the hiring manager's heart. Me, it does. Okay, move to the next slide, please. Now here. So these are some interview questions, beta, which are very much in common. These interview questions are very much in common. And what I'm going to give you today about these interview questions is the synopsis of how to, answer the interview, how to answer the questions while into the interview. Cool. So the first is, tell me about yourself, or you can say walk me through your profile, or you can say how's life treating you. This is the ways that anybody or the hiring managers can ask you, and the question meaning is tell me about yourself. Now you as a fresher student, what if I ask you, tell me about yourself? What you gonna tell me? Anybody?
Ma'am, honest and elegance.
No. Tell me about yourself. Okay, I will tell you. So there's a synopsis. Before answering any question, please go through in your mind that what could be the purpose behind asking this question. Now, whenever any hiring manager is asking you this question, tell me about yourself, he or she must be wanting to know what is your name, where were you born and brought up, what is your family background, what is your experience, and what is your skill set. These are the 4 things that they are looking for. Everybody, please note this down. This is a very important, and this is, I have not put this into the slides. Please note it down. It will be really helpful to you to frame an answer. Is everybody doing so? Should I go ahead? Oh,
Yes,
cool.
ma'am.
So for the very first question, the first thing that they're looking for is the name, then born and brought up, then your family background, then your experience and your skill set. These are the 5 things that they are looking for. For example, I'll just enunciate it. Hi, I am Meemansa, born in Bhopal, brought up in Bhopal, and presently I am living in Delhi. My family background, my mother, she is working, and I have a brother who is working with जो भी आपको कंपनी बोलना हो उसके बारे में आप वो बोल दो. Coming to my professional experience, I am certified ICBI internationally certified soft skills trainer, and at this moment I'm offering these services, and I've also worked with these many industries. Finish. Skills. If I talk about my major skill set, yes, Kamakshi. Good, correct. If I talk about my major skill set, I'm really flourishing at my communication skills, leadership skills, negotiation part, presentation skills. So these are the skills that I'm going to talk about. Simple. Is that answer simple? The hiring managers makes it clear. Now you see that we have used the 7 C's of communication over here while answering this question. Did we use it or not? These 5 things is accumulative of all the 7 C's. Everybody noted that down?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Then
ma'am.
the second question is, where do you see yourself in next 5 years? Now, you have to again think from the hiring manager perspective, what is she or he looking for in a person? So what you can do, you need to assess your long-term goal. And if they are, matching, or if they are making any conducive environment between you and your hiring manager, then answer this question accordingly. So what you're going to talk about that, I have a long-term goal with this organization, and I feel that I can reach to this higher position, and I have learned about the company that it encourages a lot of IJPs, internal job posting, and I am really flourished, and I'm really enchanted to see that people have started through a journey as executive and then have reached to senior managers level. So what you are doing, you are giving them the idea that where you are coming, and you are liking the company, you are liking the process of the company. So what could be the synopsis of this thing? First of all, talk about the company process. Talk about the IGPs. Talk about any kind of services if they are, offering. Like nowadays, what companies are doing? Companies are asking you to do MBA on the leverage of the company, right? They are giving you the space to get some new ideas. So you should be talking about all these stuff. Talk about the policies, talk about the IGPs, talk about the higher positions that you can attain to, talk about the hierarchies and how that accumulate to with your goal, and how will you be able to contribute. That comes in your next 5 years role. Correct? And everybody get it? Okay, good. Now the third question, what are your strengths and weaknesses? Now I believe everybody must have mastered this question. Anybody who wants to attempt it? How to know IJP? By researching about the company website. It does have all the information. Or you can reach out to some companies, people, or over the LinkedIn. You can talk to them about the things, and you can just talk to them honestly that you're applying for this job. You wanted to have a little conversation about these things, and people are are there to help you. and they does it. Yeah, so we were talking about what are the strengths and weaknesses. Who's gonna answer this question?
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yeah.
When we are telling our skills, we are concisely citing whatever we have along with the relevant evidences. How can we find something that we are not fit for something, a weakness?
Can you please repeat that question again, Jasmeet?
Ma'am, when we are very concisely telling that what we have, what we are capable of, how can what can be a potential weakness? You can tell me with some example. That
So
will be great. Please.
your potential weakness could be maybe you can say public speaking. Okay. People can say
Okay, ma'am.
procrastination.
Got it, ma'am.
Understood? So what you're doing, you're telling them honestly that this is your weakness, but what you're doing, you are trying to overcome that weakness also. So you have to tell them the action plan also. What could be the action plan you can tell them? So, ma'am, right now I feel that I am weak into my public speaking skills, but I have gotten into this class of public speaking, and I make sure that I on a daily basis um, on a daily basis I talk with my friend or my into my family, and it is really helping me to gain that confidence in me, and with over a period of time I'll be able to surpass this as a weakness. So what this shows the hiring manager that you accept your weakness, you're mature about your weakness, and hence you're working on it, and you will be flourishing in no time. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Cool.
Yes,
And so
ma'am.
what about the strength? Okay. So whenever you're speaking about strength or weaknesses, make sure that three things has to be there. It should be relevant, it should be mature, and it should be what? Considerate. Three things really makes a difference while talking about the strength and weaknesses. What are these three? Who will tell me? I've just told you. Tell me, what are these three?
I think concise is the right word.
The three terms when answering the strength and weakness question, what are that? Relevant, mature, and consideration. Why? Because if you're relevant of what you are telling them as a strength, if I am telling you that my communication is my strong builder, but if I am not able to communicate a single sentence and a single message to you, will I be called as a relevant enough?
No.
Exactly. So whatever your strength are or weakness are, it should be relevant, it should be mature, and it should be considerate. Why mature? Because you're accepting it. Why considerate? Because you're doing something on it and you are flourishing it in a more and nurturing it a more good way. That's why. And you're confident about it. Understood? So this is the way to answer this question. Any question till now?
No, ma'am.
Are we all able to comprehend properly what I'm trying to convey here?
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the next question is why should we hire you? Who will tell me?
We can highlight our skills, like why we are fit for the job role, and what we can add value to the company, to the to their team.
Okay. This question, what you have to tell is what sets you apart from the crowd. It could be your educational qualification. You guys are from IIT Madras, man. You have to say that I am from IIT Madras. It will set you apart or not? It
Yes,
will
ma'am.
give you an edge.
Yes, ma'am.
That's why.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
your educational qualification gives you edge. Then if any certification you might have done, if any course you have done, or if any internship you have done, if any a project that you have built on your own, and how you're pitching it, how you're elaborating it about it, that sets you apart. How confident you are while being vocaling about the things that you have done so far in your life, that sets you apart. And how you're going to contribute, what you're going to do, that sets you apart. So these are the things that you have to take care of while answering this question. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Crystal clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Cool. Then last, why are you interested in this particular job? Who will answer me? Any job of your stream. Jasmeet,
Interest,
Uttar, yeah.
ma'am, interest. So we like the kind of work being done, and if we are interested, we could heuristically improve our skills, and that could lead to our personal development along with the development of company.
Correct. Very good, Jasmeet. So in this question, only 3 things that sets you apart and make you feel glorious about this question there. Research about the company. Talk about the company, why you're interested in that job and why are you interested in that company. Talk about their achievements. First thing. Second thing, talk about your skill set. And you should also talk about, the leaders of the company, like what they have done, how they accomplished those tasks, how they, so sorry, if there's some mishap happened in the company, or the company went down, maybe ratio or statistically, how they made, how they came out from them. Okay, so these are the things that you should be sharing it. And also your experience, what experience you have gained so far. If you were in the internship, what skills you used, what was your role in particular, how did you contribute. So these are the 10 things that you should be talking about. Am I clear? Made
Yes, ma'am.
sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
Great. Okay. Please move to the next slide. I think we have already surpassed the time limit though. I hope you're enjoying the session though.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Exactly,
cool.
ma'am.
Cool then, cool. So this is the very last slide of this presentation and the very important slide. Who will read out this slide for me in a very loud and clear voice? Anybody will please read out?
First
Anybody
impression
who is
creates
reading has to come on the camera, okay?
first impression creates the last impression, or last impression creates the lasting impression.
Now, this is a matter of a discussion here. Who will tell me, what do you feel about these thoughts?
Ma'am,
Ma'am, I guess everybody knows that, like, if we are like entering anywhere in life, so if the person is not not known to us, then if we go there, so he will all obviously judge according to the first impression he has of ours, of anyone. So basically, it will last long, forever. What he thinks about us for the first time.
Okay, anybody else? Good input, Muskan. Anybody else?
ma'am, relevant evidence
Come on the
about a
camera, come on the camera.
ma'am, a relevant evidence about our personality will make a very long-lasting impression, which will take a lot of time to change.
Okay, deep thoughts. Okay, anybody else? Vinay, where are you?
Okay.
Unmute yourself, Peter. Unmute yourself. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. I mean, I think it's about one can forget the words of the person, but can't forget the its personality and impression. Makes that sense.
Okay. So let me just conclude what we, learned today. First impression creates the last impression, but in my belief system, I feel last impression creates the lasting impression. Because when you meet the person for the first time, it creates a mellow effect. But when you greet the person and you end the note of that conversation, that conversation really remains in the people's head. What do you think? Yes. So this is the last slide that we are talking about. And what if I do not put the right energy into this slide, and the energy which I put into the first slide, will you guys remember me? You guys only remember me for a few seconds or for a few, months probably. But how I am exiting this process, how I am going out of something, that's also creates some meticulous and magical impact. That's why people tend to attain to and want to connect with that people, because that person has created some kind of lasting impression into the other person. Saying goodbye is an art. Meeting you again is an art. What if I just, abruptly shout at you, are you guys gonna think good about me? No. Right? But if I am giving you that ample space to, communicate, to show your emotions, to talk to me, to tell me things, you yourself want to be feel connected to me. This happens.
Yes, mom.
That's why we say last impression creates the lasting impression. With that, thank you so much for the lovely audience I got, and I hope I did justice to your Aranya Fest, and I'm looking forward to more association with you guys. And thanks for being such a lovely audience, and love, love, love.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much, ma'am. Thank you
And
so
any
much.
Thank you so
questions
much,
you
ma'am. It's been a
want,
wonderful session.
definitely we can, connect over LinkedIn, and we can discuss anything over there.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am. Thank
ma'am.
you.
Thank
Thank
It
you
you.
was
so
such a throughout the session you maintained the energy.
Oh, thank you so
thank
much.
thank you so
Thank you
much,
so
ma'am.
much,
Like
ma'am, for
Thank
it
your
will
you.
help
invaluable
us.
time.
Yes, I
Ma'am, it
hope.
was a lasting impression.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Vinay. Also, I would, really like if you guys please go to my LinkedIn page and put some recommendation and do things, or put some good things about me. See, you have to be vocal about the things that you want for yourself also. So you can
Yes,
do that.
ma'am.
Please go ahead.
Yes,
Let's
ma'am.
connect more over there. And thank you so much. And also, Vinay, I was wondering, did you click any photos or something in between the session?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
clicked?
Ma'am, we
Yes, ma'am.
have the screenshots.
That we can have a, pictures together. Can everybody please open their cameras and show me their lovely faces all along?
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
Done, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this wonderful knowledge.
Thank you. You're
You were
good.
able to participate and explore this session.
Mm-hmm.
We feel a surge of confidence as we leave this session, equipped with the tools and insights to transform our communication from mere to magnificent. This session has been a game changer, ma'am, truly. The 7 C's and the star method, all these will be very useful for us. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your wisdom and the grace with us. You kept a wonderful energy throughout, and it was very good, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. Lots and lots of love and happiness to you. Stay connected. Stay healthy. Bye bye.
Yes. One second, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you
Also,
so much,
we
ma'am.
also please share Miss Mansa ma'am's LinkedIn profile to know more about such
We have
sessions and
shared
all.
it. We have shared it.
Oh,
Okay. Thank you, guys.
okay.
Also, I want to thank all the audience who joined. The energy in the room was very electric, and it was truly inspiring to see you guys' active participation and enthusiasm. I hope you guys found this session very helpful, and we have more such things planned. Please mark your calendars. We are going to help you improve your skills. We have so many sessions coming up. It is in 29th and 30th, tomorrow and day after tomorrow. We expect you guys to tune in and learn more. Thank you so much, guys. Also, don't forget to give us your feedbacks in our social media handles. We will be posting so many useful stuffs like this in these pages. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, everybody. Great day
Thank you,
ahead.
Thank you
ma'am.
so much, ma'am. Thank you so
Thank you,
much,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.